tag team. And my man Steve Bowling. We giving the float. Tag team back again. Checking, let's begin. Party on, party people. Let me hear some noise. TC's in the house. Jump for joy. And party over here. Party over here. Shake it, yeah. Whoop, there it is. Let me hear you say whoop. There it is. Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Murders. What up? Give me pump, people. Give me pump. Yeah, you guys got me all looking like Albert Einstein up in here. I'm looking all Albert Einstein up in here. You guys want to see reality? This is reality. Hi, Peyton. Look at my hair. It's like Albert Einstein. Does your hair do this? It's like totally Einsteined out. I've been Trumpified. I got the Trump. See, I can do like the Trump wave here. See that I can do a little wave. Like that. It's like one of those troll characters. It's like, why does my hair do this? It's like... So 6 people, you want to say something to me? I'm kind of in a funky mood. Peyton said hi. What up, Frank? Holding it down in Utah. Sup, TR33 visuals? What? I'm in a weird mood. I'm in a weird mood. Should I do a ponytail? Should I do a ponytail or just Einstein it out? Like a troll figurine. So that's kind of cute, right? Chatelet. Shady Shelley? What is that from? Oh, that's KEK, right? That's KEK. Troll it out. Yeah, it's pretty cute. Yeah, what is that KEK, the Chatelet? What is that supposed to mean? Chatelet? It's like the, does it have a meaning? I'll be cooking and listening in. Okay, cool. Maybe I'll get my hat. My hair is kind of bothering me. It looks like I just stuck my finger into an electrical socket. This is what happens when you get enlightened, people. I'm coming right back. I'm gonna get a hat. All right, people. We're gonna talk about this craziness. So, how's everybody doing? Strange things been happening in your life lately? Do you feel like we've been downloaded to another parallel universe? Yeah, I quit tying my shoes like Einstein. Sweet. It's a Kekistani greeting derived from the Italian group Pepe Magic sound album. Yeah. What happened with all the KEK stuff? That happened with the KEK meme magic happened with the Trump election, right? And then it kind of disappeared. We'll do this. We'll do a little bit of this. So I wanted to talk about the 1111 portal. Twitch, I am KEK. Oh, cool. So you know all about KEK, West James. What's the latest on KEK? Did you guys notice that the GG stones are kind of spelled out KEK? Or it's a KK, like the aerial view? Well, first of all, there are 1111 portals, right? The two stones next to each other are 11. So it's like a four-way 1111 portal, because you can have 11s like on this side of the cube, or you can have 11s on this side of the cube. And 11 are the legs, right? The legs of a woman. And then the portal is the vagina, the vajayjay. That's where the baby comes out. Yeah? Do we understand this? Yes, yes, good, good. But yeah, the GG Guidestones are an 1111 portal. And I'm okay, Peyton. I'm a little feeling you know, like I don't know. I've been feeling lots of stress. Like I need to be working more on my Patreon channel and my van life channel, but it's very like stressful to edit videos and to make a video seem entertaining with music and editing. And it's way easier just to post like the videos that I recorded without any editing. But kind of like with the van life, they kind of like, you know, do I spend the time and make like an edited little art piece, like a little story, or do I just kind of show like the nitty gritty, like this is just, you know, just like how I filmed it and not really narrate the story. So it's just like a lot of work, and I don't really know if it's going to pay off. But yeah, I'll have a little darkness. Oh, I like the darkness. So yeah, let's get into it about my thoughts about the 1111 portal and the KK. So I'm KK, I'm Kimberly Kurtz, and the main character in Stranger Things is named 11, right? Her name is 11. So that's an 1111 portal. 11 is a euphemism for a woman, right? Because it's between the two legs, and in between the 11 comes the baby, it's the portal. And then there's also something tied with Scorpios, right? So people born in the month of November, which is the 11 portal, are usually a Scorpio. So there's this thing called the Project Oak Tree, and I went into researching Project Oak Tree through my friend Melissa with her channel Awakening Leela. She's really gotten into it with Dolly Daydream. Dolly Daydream's real name is Janine Flannery, and she has a bigger channel, almost 5,000 subs, Dolly Daydream. She changes her name a lot, but kind of like a spiritual advisor. Anyways, Melissa and Dolly Daydream have been having this kind of like Janice, like copycat situation happening where Melissa strongly feels Janine has been using spells and copying, especially around this vision of the oak tree and communicating with the oak trees and communing with the oak trees. Dolly Daydream kind of like took over this story as her own when Melissa gave her testimony about having this vision at the base of an oak tree. So when I was getting, you know, learning about Melissa's story, I kind of got, you know, involved, and I started researching about the oak trees because I have personal connections with oak trees, and Elon Musk actually, his name Elon means oak tree in Hebrew, and the oak has this strong symbolic connection with like archetypal genetic splicing, and I think it represents the snake and medicine overall. It's very interesting, this oak tree, because it's involved. Project Oak Tree was one of these MK Ultra mind control programs, and I think it was a breeding program of like maybe finding, I don't know, it was maybe finding the Antichrist or finding one of the supreme psychic people. But after my parents divorced, both my parents, they married people that had oak trees as their symbology. Like, so weird. My dad's wife, my stepmom, she just retired from a cork supply company, Cork Supply USA, and their symbol is this big cork tree, like an oak tree. Like, it's a big tree is their emblem for the company. And then my stepdad, who married my mom, he worked for the city of Oakland attorney's office, and their symbol is a big oak tree. So it's like both of my parents' significant others, after they deviated from the marriage, they both were tempted by the oak tree, right? Like the snake energy. So both my mom and my dad are like under like this influence of the temptation, matrix, tree energy. So when I was like looking more into this Project Oak Tree, I came across this guy. You probably would, I think I'll post some of the video on my Patreon channel, but he gives this, it's a really long testimony, but it's about the 1111 portal and about Project Oak Tree. Okay, so this is what it is. So Project Oak Tree was a program instituted by, I believe, the American government to track the tribe of Dan, to genetically track and elucidate who has the bloodline of the tribe of Dan from the Bible, which I guess is like the lost, is it the 14th lost tribe or something? So, so the tribe of Dan, the bloodline, like these Project Oak Trees usually are born through an 1111 portal. So that means the mother is an 1111 portal. So she's either a Scorpio, she was born in the month of November, she has some kind of an 11 symbology in the name, or something about the mother is highly 11 symbolic. And that's my mom. My mom's a Scorpio. And a very heavy Scorpio. I don't know, people like usually who are Scorpios are like so Scorpio. But it has to do with this 11. And that's the name of the girl in Stranger Things, is 11, and she's the psychic 1111 portal. This also has to do with the K. K is the number 11, like it's the 11th letter. So K is 11. So you could also call 11 in Stranger Things K. K is magic. That's why Aleister Crowley put K on the end of magic to differentiate like true like celestial magic from like Disney cartoon, like Bunny in the Hat magic, like trick of the eye or whatever. So K is 11. So my initials are KNK. So it's like whatever's in the middle of the 1111 portal is like what is transferred through the Stargate. So an 1111 portal is a Stargate. And that's what the Georgia Guidestones were. They were an 1111 portal, also in the form of a K, which is an 11. So it was a KK. I don't think my parents knew this like consciously when they named me, but they put me in a KK portal. They knew consciously not to give me a middle name that started with K, so that I wouldn't have the initials of KKK. but so I'm KNK. Yeah, the N's for Nicole. Yeah, it's Kimberly Nicole Kurtz. So N is 14, and in 14, 1 plus 4 reduces down to 5. So I like that my name is KNK, so that's a 5 in between two 11s. So that's like the 5 is Venus, like Aphrodite. But this is very deliberate, and this is very magical. So anybody that has a KK initial with the K's framing the name, that's an 1111 portal. That's why Kris Jenner named her children Kim Kardashian, Khloe Kardashian, Kourtney Kardashian. Now she couldn't have Kardashian for the Jenners, Khloe and, Kendall and Kylie. They're KJs, they're not KKs. But that's why those three sisters are these super high magical dark black goo witches, is because they are 1111 KK portals. And then the KK, the KEK, the KEK is chaos magic. And that's why Kim Kardashian is like the queen head of the black goo KEK chaos magic, the KK, the 1111 portal. Now this is like the dark 1111 portal. I feel like I'm the light 1111 portal, the KK. But like, I strongly feel like Kim Kardashian is like my polar opposite, like nemesis. Like, she has the marriage that mirrored my parents' marriage with like the custody battles. Like, she has the children. She's the darker version. She's actually a man. I'm the woman. Like, she's the black goo. I'm the light. Like, she has the fake stuff, the fake children. I'm like standing on my own. So like, there's like this polarity between the two KKs, and it's like this like celebrity based on fakeness, based on celebrity, based on authenticity and like achievement. But that's why Kris Jenner named her children with the first letter K, so that she could establish the KK portals. But yeah, I'd like to hear what Wes. Hi, just love being. Am I being censored? I'd love to hear what Wes James says about the KEK chaos magic. Because I figured this out about the KEK chaos magic in connection with Kim Kardashian early on. But it's only recently that I've tied the KK with the 1111 portal. And the GG Guidestones are deliberately placed in a K formation. And then I was trying to figure out the GG Guidestones, the center pillar, like what that is. It's like a T. It's like a T. It's not really like a 1. It could be a 1 with it could be an I with the lowercase I with the dot on the top. It's more like a T. It doesn't really resemble an E. Yeah. But so the KEK is the frog, the Egyptian frog that kind of really didn't exist until, I want to say 2012, and then when everybody started kind of figuring out things about CERN and what that happens, you know, KEK started emerging, the meme magic around kind of getting Trump elected. But like then these hieroglyphics showed up of the KEK. So KEK is a green frog god, a frog-headed god that was responsible for chaos. But you see him in the hieroglyphics in front of a computer from maybe like 1997 or something. It's like a big desktop computer is tied to KEK. And it was kind of like, I don't remember people talking about this frog god KEK before kind of 2012, and then, you know, like how the Mandela effect happens, like all of this history just like is unearthed that nobody knew about. And like, oh yeah, it's always been around. Didn't you know about this frog god? And you're like, why is there a computer in this Egyptian hieroglyphs. Like, why is there like a rocket ship in these Egyptian hieroglyphs? But yeah, Pepe. And then what was the yeah, it's Chatelet. Chatelet is the record, right? And that has to do with flat Earth, Saturn's rings. You know, the planet Saturn with the rings is a record player. With the RPMs, revolutions per minute. You also think of revolutions like the Revolutionary War. How many revolutions per minute? Yeah. So, I'm kind of just like freeballing, you know, brainstorming ideas, but there's like a connection here. Has to do with Stranger Things. It has to do with me. It has to do with you. It has to do with KEK. It has to do with the 1111 portal. It has to do with the Kardashians. It has to do with the GG stones. It has to do with CERN. It has to do with babies. It has to do with your mommy. It kind of has to do with shaving your head. It has to do with hair. K. I just watched a movie too with Marilyn Monroe. One of the last movies she did, where she's like a saloon singer, and then she's gonna like go out west and like claim some land or something, and her name is Kay in the movie. Marilyn Monroe's character's name is Kay. So any K is an like anything labeled K is a marker for a magical, divine, feminine portal. A portal for magic, a portal for creation, and a portal for destruction. And that's why the character's name is 11 in Stranger Things, because she's the portal. I haven't watched Stranger Things. I only had Netflix during like the first 1 or 2 seasons of Stranger Things, and even then I like only watched like the first episode, and I just didn't get into, like, I can't get into Netflix type narrations anymore. Like it's just too dark, and like it feels like movies now and stories are made for it's like dumbed down so much. It's like I can guess what's gonna happen. Like it's just boring to me watching most scripted stuff now. Like I only really like to watch like reality shows, even though those are kind of scripted. But I don't like it when I can figure things out. Like I figure out the story, you know, from the intro. Like I just like, oh, I know exactly what's gonna happen. Like it's just so anyways, I haven't vibed to Stranger Things, but like to watch it, like how Genevieve says, you know, it's not in my timeline to like absorb every little, you know, nuance of that show. I do know that they're trying, like the 11 character is me. Like I do know that. I feel like if I really sat down and tried to study the show, I would get like false memories implanted in my head. I do know, like every time I hear just a snippet of that Kate Bush song, it gets stuck in my head for, you know, days, unless I try to deliberately like not like overwrite it. But even that Kate Bush, back when I was when I would be commuting to work in San Francisco and be listening to like Live 105.3, the alternative rock radio station in San Francisco, back in like the early 2000s, they would play that Kate Bush song. Be running up the road, be running up the hill, be running up the hill, and like, whoa, whoa. And I remember like they would play that kind of like with, like the next song would be like Depeche Mode, you know, like reach out and touch faith, like kind of like, so it would kind of flow. But you know, I was a little kid when that Kate Bush song came out, like as a single, but you know, even when I was like commuting to work in the early 2000s listening to this Kate Bush song playing on the radio, it's like, why are they playing it? Because it's not really like popular. But it would haunt me. I'd be like humming it and at work, and it would like haunt me for days. And I would like like if it came on, they would play it all the time on this radio station for like decades. And it's like this pre-programming, like to get us to this point, you know, this like, I think they want us to feel hopeless. You know, like Atlas pushing the stone up the hill, and it's no progress. But yeah, I guess that's the song that's supposed to like wake you up in Stranger Things, like back to your like other real life out of the parallel universe world. Yeah, so that's a lot what I just kind of vomited out on you guys. What do you guys think about that? Everybody knows. Yeah, Kanye is another K. Janice, yeah. And it's for Nicole, yeah. It's too cool because Nicole is like, Cole is the Kohash, the black, the Kali, the black of the blood. So it's like, and it's like, you know, victory. Television fucked up our parents' generation bad. I like the version from Placebo better. Oh, the song was done by another band. Hilton thinks. Not bother watching it, but using Vecna as a villain is pretty cool throwback. What was Vecna? What Vecna is? What is Vecna from? Like, is that from a like a Marvel comic book or something? Is Vecna like a character in some other storyline other than Stranger Things? I mean, like I said, I don't watch the show. I just hear about it secondhand. But it seems like, you know, it's kind of like all of the characters are 11, like they're all in, you know, kind of those things like Lost, like it's, you know, it's all just a dream, it's all in your head, like you're all of the characters, there's all part of your internal, you know, the shattered mirror, the hall of mirrors. The song is just like they do music for the Kickin' and oh yeah, you're right, the Kickin' Inception. Yeah. I had this dream last night that I had rescued all of these baby squirrels, and they were like somebody had left them abandoned like in a street, and they were like in a blanket, and they were all still like, I don't even know what baby squirrels look like, but they were kind of like wormy and like little fetuses and blind and like no hair. So like it took this blanket of like these baby like half dead squirrels, and I was like trying to find a place to like keep them, and they were like already blinded, so I was like trying to shield them from the light. And then I was like in a bathroom, and I was gonna put them in the bathroom, and the tub started overflowing, and I'm like trying to hold the squirrels and not let the squirrels like fall into the water that's on the bathroom floor. It was a mess. Vecna is a super overpowered like from Dungeons and Dragons lore. Okay. Did Dungeons and Dragons ever give like a illustration key of what their characters look like, or was Dungeons and Dragons like all imaginary? Like you're just given kind of descriptions and everybody's just imagining characters, or was there ever like, here are what the characters look like, so you kind of have like a reference of whatever character you are, and now everybody's kind of thinking the same thing? Or is it like you're just given a written description, everybody's kind of thinking a little bit different actual images? I think that's interesting when people like, if people are given like a reference image, like they'll usually use that image as the image that they'll reference as the character. But if you're only given a description, usually you'll like take pieces of people you know in your life and you'll piece together a person, or that the character that you're given, you'll just substitute a person in your life as the character because you weren't given a picture, you know? So like I'm kind of saying like how well does the Vedic in Stranger Things match the character that's given to you in Dungeons and Dragons? Hi Genevieve. You are aware of the Canada-wide outage today? Debt machines and internet service down. Oh my gosh. Wow. And I just posted one of your pictures. That's weird. Okay, so Genevieve, if you haven't subbed to Genevieve, she has a little green thumbnail there. Genevieve lives in, how are you? So you still have service, right? Genevieve. On my thumbnail for this video, Genevieve went to Canada Day, which I believe is July 1st. It's like their Independence Day, 4th of July celebration for Canada. And she went to the Canada Day picnic and sat in front of, you know, the grandstand or whatever. And it has the KEK. And it's like for the Kiwanis Club, right? You know, like the Sidekick Masonic Club or whatever. It says the KEK. And I'm like, oh my God, Genevieve, you're in front of an 1111 portal. Like you're sitting in front of like a giant vagina right now. Like, and it was kind of a white bandstand. So I'm like, oh, it's a Greek temple, 1111 portal. But she posted this video because it was Canada Day and the bandstand band were like playing like a Texas, "Don't Mess with Texas" song. And she's like, what the fuck? This is Canada Day. Why are you playing a Texas song? I'm like, well, Genevieve, maybe it's because you're sitting in front of the 1111 portal and some shit's gonna go down. Maybe that's it. Maybe because like they turned on CERN and you're Texas and now Texas is Canada. So, okay, so all of Canada's down. Huge. So, Genevieve, are you affected? Hey, Cheryl. What's up? Woo, we got all the party people. First hearing about the Sphinx and what happened to the Sphinx? Pronounced lich. Oh, like witch. Secret squirrel. Not sure if true, but I saw an article that the Sphinx at Cairo has closed eyes now. Did he have eyes before? The Sphinx? Did he have eyes? Well, there's lots of pictures of the Sphinx that we can go and compare, I would think. We are solid, all is well for us. Okay, good. Is it, are people in your region have outages, or is it only on one side? Excuse me. Oh, Sherelle, I wonder if Nick's affected in Vancouver with his show. Yeah, things are like going down. People are getting raided. Things are blowing up. KK portals. Yeah. Hi, Tom. How's it going? In good old England. Sherelle, no, apparently Canada has a lot of outages right now. Internet and, what did Genevieve say? Internet and credit cards, debt machines, internet, CDL services. Yikes. So the fact the Pharaoh King Tut's hat now has 2 animals on the forehead. Yeah, that's an older Mandela effect, though. That was one of the first Mandela effects I saw it listed with the. It's like a cobra wrapped around something else. It's like 2 things instead of 1 thing. Yeah, I remember the 1 thing, not the 2 things, as the original for sure. Yeah. I don't know, Genevieve, if you got my comment, because I think I might have responded to that way instead of you, but I just wanted to give you like super props for the other day in your chat. You were like the most graceful, like most beautiful, divine, feminine energy, how you handled that situation. So I just want to like give you like props. Woohoo, Genevieve. Like I was so proud of you. Like you were able to like communicate your feelings and your set boundaries, but still be in love and still like not freak out. Like it was just perfect. I thought you handled that great. I can't stay, the realtor is coming. Okay. Good luck with the realtor deck. And I also wanted to tell people, like, people were asking about my job interview. I was making that video. Somebody, like, during that video, they're like, what job are you interviewing? And I told the truth. I said, I'm interviewing to be a YouTube star. How am I doing? So I didn't have an actual job interview. I was just pretending I had a job interview so that I didn't have to accommodate my landlord and have a repair, because she wanted the repair person to come before my court date, and she wanted to do it like give me a 24-hour notice, and I was like, no. So I said I had a job interview. But I mean, I kind of did have a job interview with you guys. I told the truth with you guys. I said I'm interviewing to be a YouTube star, which I was. But yeah, that's what was going on. So I didn't really like have like a medical, interview or anything like that. But it all worked out. Vintage Core Restore. My family remember him dying too. Wow, thank you so much for staying. Oh, you're welcome. That was, and I just like a lot of people too are, just be aware, a lot of people are like having hard times and are on substances that you may otherwise not think about. So if somebody in your life is getting like extra poking you or extra just like like turning the knife, and they might be drinking or they might be on, like, it's usually alcohol. Usually alcohol makes you pretty like wanting to mess with people and like feel sorry for yourself and like, oh, nobody likes me. Like I find that people, when they've been drinking a little bit, like one or two, they kind of get like that. So and then, but it won't really be apparent that they're drunk or anything. It's just like they've kind of changed. So just be aware, like, if somebody in your life starts acting really funky, like that might be the reason that they might have taken some substances and that has temporarily changed their attitude. So yeah. Missy C? Who's Missy C? Trolling someone, you said you had an interview. Yeah. No. Well, it was just like my landlord just thinks that she can just like come into my place at any time. It's like, no, just because I'm not working doesn't mean you can just come in here whenever you want to do whatever you want. The Cobra Vulture. No, Wes, it was, everybody, like time really doesn't exist. And everybody, like, it's like everybody ends up discovering it, but it's just, the timing. But I remember the Pharaoh thing was like really early, like one of the first Mandela, like it was in, when I was learning about Mandela effects, it was like in there. And Mack truck, KEK. But the Mack truck is something I like discussed a long time with my mom. The Mack truck Mandela effect. So this was like 2017, the Mandela effects. Oh, and Sherelle, that's something I can talk to Nick about too, is I have, I know he said something about he has proof about Mandela effects. I have an old Disney book that has the mirror, mirror on the wall spelled out, because now the Mandela effect is that the queen in Snow White never says mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all. She says magic mirror on the wall. But she said mirror, mirror on the wall, and I have it written out. It says mirror, mirror on the wall. So it's like proof that the Mandela effect is, I mean, I think most of the Mandela effect is just programmers going back and rewriting history. And then it sows this like cognitive dissonance in people. They're like, am I going crazy? Like gaslighting. People like, yeah, you are going crazy. Oh, I guess I can't rely on my memories at all. I don't remember things correctly. That's right, you're an idiot. Both alcohol, spirits, and meth are great at opening portals for negative entities to enter and take hold. Rabbit sink. My friend in Arizona just sent me rabbit pics. Cool. Is that like an apartment in a 2-family house? Usually big property owners know rental laws and follow them. No, I have like, it's like an apartment duplex kind of thing. Yeah, you'd think that well, the laws are constantly changing, vintage core restore. Like, whatever the laws used to be, they've now changed since COVID. But yeah, I do agree with you. Like, I thought my landlord wouldn't have, like, risked, like, you know, doing the checking for abandonment after 48 hours. Like, you should know better not to, you know. She kind of, like, gave me an out by doing that. Like, she fucked herself over. She must have really thought that I had left. Otherwise, because it was pretty stupid. Yeah. Oh, Maggie. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Maggie. I forgot that you're a vintage core store. Hi, Maggie. Okay, hold the next. Yeah, Cheryl, Nick, probably you can't get a hold of him. I think the self-service is down, likely, in Canada. So he might have trouble making a show today. Community post facts only. You could, okay, I should mirror on. Yeah. Bye, Genevieve. Love you. I make these long business names. That's awesome. Do you sell any more toadstool stools? Yeah, let me think if I can think anything else about the KK, the 1111 portal. Yeah, so it has to do with the Project Oak Tree. So like these psychic, it's the bloodline of the tribe of Dan. I think it also might be, you know, I didn't watch the whole thing about this guy talking about Project Oak Tree because he was like going on and on and on and on about his own personal life and drug use and stuff. But I don't know if it has to do with the tribe of Dan and the bloodline of Jesus. But it was for mapping and tracking the tribe of Dan. And then his mother was a Scorpio. So it's like these special people are born through an 1111 portal. So I think this has to do a lot with Scorpios, Sagittarius, and Ophiuchus. These astrological signs. And it had like the GG stones, you know, obviously are like astrologically aligned. And then you have IPEC goat with like all of this stuff happening, and there's that symbol of the scorpion in the clouds. But I was born on the last day of Ophiuchus, so I am a Sagittarius, but I was born on the last day of when the sun's leaving Ophiuchus, which is like the snake charmer. But Ophiuchus is one of those kind of made up zodiacs. Maggie says, yes, I had a landlord in a basement apartment and they basically wrote all the laws and paid for me to move. I'm so happy things are going in your favor. I made 6 mushrooms this month. Oh, awesome. Vintage Core Restore makes really cool furniture on Etsy. I don't know if you can like drop your Etsy link, Maggie, but she makes these like psychedelic toadstool stools, like sitting, like to sit on, and they look like mushrooms. It's really cute. And she's like sold them to celebrities. They really like them. Egg McMahon pisses me off. Is Egg McMahon still alive? That's crazy that they Mandela affected the Publishers Clearinghouse. Hey, Cunningham clan here, over fork, over. I don't know what that means. Larry says no. No to what, Larry? So what do you guys think about this GG stone stuff? I think it's kind of weird that like they never looked impressive. It looked like they were built to be taken down. Like the way that they set in like the dirt wasn't nice. It just looked like hodgepodge, like there was no artistic effort put into it. But I do think it was deliberately made like 2Ks, KK, and then those are the 1111 portals. It was not blown up at 4 a.m. It was at 3:33 a.m. Yeah. Bimbo needs a stool soon. I think the Guidestones are an amazing, beautiful thing. Yeah, I never saw them. I tried to get my mom to go see them because she lives pretty close, but she wasn't interested. I bet they had charges like inside of them, like to prepare to be struck by lightning. It probably had some like rod inside of it. Yeah, I mean, it's obvious that they were meant to come down because they wouldn't have cleaned up the mess so fast unless it was planned. If it wasn't planned, then they would have like done some investigations and, you know, like crime scened it out. And there's those cameras that run all the time, so they had to have gotten something on camera beforehand. They're gone, yeah. I mean, it's just a talking point for us to be talking about it, right? Like it's just like the little bit of morsel they give us to chew on for however many days. But it does seem like things are starting to snowball. Like I'm kind of like that. Like I don't really care if it's good or bad. I'm just glad that things are finally moving and, you know, changing. Yeah. Exactly 3 minutes, 33 seconds. Crazy. Does the KKK let the K in? Just the matrix dissolving, like it's dissolving. It's like all the mountains that disappear. Yeah. I also wanted to say too that I have this I want to tell everybody I have this like drive of manifest destiny, and it is to go west. Like we gotta go west, and you know it's like everybody's like, you gotta get out of California. When you've been there too long, you gotta get out of there. Oh, gotta get out of California. Oh, they're gonna blow it up soon. Like you don't belong there. La 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 la. And like if I was smart and if I was listening to all of the advice, when I'm ready to go in my bimbo bread truck, you know, I should go east and go like towards the desert or towards Arizona or towards Texas or, you know, towards the East Coast to my mom's house or something like that, or towards Zion National Park or towards whatever. I should go that way, but I do not want to go that way. I know, like, it's like once you've accepted being called, like, when you, like, growing up, when you hear like, oh, this person has a calling, or I had a calling to be a nun, or I had a calling to be a doctor, or whatever. Like, I didn't really understand that until like my awakening, and like what the call really means. Like, it's just this like it's this irrational drive to do something, to go somewhere, to fulfill this image that is like goes against what everybody else is saying. But I have to go back to the ocean. I have to go back to, I'm like I just want to be by the ocean. I just want to be as close to the Pacific Ocean as possible. I just want to stay, I want to travel along the ocean, but I want to be as close to the beach as possible. I don't care if there's going to be a giant tsunami. I don't care if there's going to be an earthquake. I don't care if there's going to be a chickadee Chinese invasion. I don't care. Like, I am being pulled. Like that is where I need to be. And like, it doesn't matter how many people tell me I need to get out of here, that this place is burning down. Like, I'm gonna go to the beach. I'm gonna go where I'm called. Like, that is where my energy is being pulled. And I finally just had this realization about the reason why I've been here so long in this cesspool Central Valley farm town, other than, you know, me originally coming out here for the job back in 2019, is that I just learned right where I'm at, there was like the last concentration camp of America, like in the 19th century, was this camp called Tagus Ranch. Tagus Ranch was like the biggest ranch in like America, and it was the last working ranch where they had the tokens. I thought these places only existed in the mining towns, like in Pennsylvania and West Virginia. But no, it was here in California, right where I'm living, in like the 1930s, 1940s. There was concentration work camps sanctioned by the government where white Americans lived in shanty tents and worked the fields. All their children grew up in squalor, and they were paid with company tokens. They weren't paid with regular money. They were paid with tokens, the Tagus Ranch tokens, and then you could take those tokens to the Tagus Ranch store and pay your rent to the Tagus Ranch landlord. And so you never actually made any money. If you left the ranch, you didn't have any money to speak of. You only had these tokens that you could only spend at the company. So it was like slavery. And it was this place that like made the Supreme Court Constitution ruling, whatever, that this is unconstitutional to work like this, and it was shut down. But yeah, like maybe that's why I'm here, is like to do this grid work, like, and because I just like came upon this video this guy posted. It was like a couple days ago, and he already had like 75,000 views. I'm like, this is where I live. Like, that's my freeway exit. Like, this has been here the whole time. And I never even knew. Like, I'm in the last kind of slave camp, the last sanctioned slave camp of America, California. Like, here I am. Like, you know, what is the coincidence, synchronicity? So I feel like I'm like doing ley line work of like finally smashing out the slave mentality. Because I am heavily Slavic in origin, and Viking, and Basque. Oh, I thought it was funny. I'm sorry, everybody. Like, I this stuff really does bother me when I don't respond to everybody's comments in timely manners. Sometimes I see people's comments like in my notification, and I kind of like you know, you can read most of the comment in your notification, but then like I'll say like, oh, I'll respond later, and then I never get to responding, and then I feel bad. So like there's this loosh associated with my YouTube channel and being emotionally tied to like making sure I'm like responding and keeping connected with the people that are giving me energy by watching my channel and actually commenting. Like I think that's so awesome, and I'm so grateful when people put energy into commenting onto my, you know, work, my art here that I'm sharing, because I really appreciate it. And that's what I do. Like this is why I do it, is to like connect, and to, I really want other people to connect. And like if we could create this network of you know, one day like start like an eco village, or one day all meet up. I mean, that's what it's all about. So I feel really bad when like I do have this pressure of making sure, I feel like I need to make sure I keep up, you know, of course with my Patreon. Like I always feel like I'm not doing enough there, and then my van life channel, and this is all like I'm not really getting paid, so it's like I have to be I mean, of course Patreon, thank you so much for those donations, but it's not like the same for a job, you know, where I am getting paid to stress out for a job. But here, this is like, you know, my art, this is like my work, like my emotions, my flow, you know. But I also want to make sure that I am paying it back, and like keeping in contact with people that put the effort back to me. So I just want to like put it out there that, you know, it does weigh on me. Please don't take it personally if I don't respond to your comment, or if I don't respond right away. I appreciate everybody's comments, and I'm working towards responding. I just have to like make sure I pace myself and not get so stressed out, because I have like, you know, the running procrastinator itemized list of the things I have to do to be able to, you know, get out of here. And then there's like my personal life, and you know, my romantic life, and my own stress, and then there's like all of the YouTube stuff. So yeah, so I just want you guys to know, I really think about it a lot, and I never will like give you silent treatment. Like if I'm not responding, it's because I'm doing with my own stuff. It's not because you offended me or anything like that. Hi, Tara. One moment last night. Was watching Stranger Things this morning. Season 3. Couldn't sleep. Have huge oak trees on my... Oh, wow. Does Stranger Things disturb you? Is it like disturbing, or is it like, you know, you could handle it? Excuse me. Ed's dead. Who's Ed? Wait, what did Cheryl say? Oh, yeah. 333. 333 is Christ code. Christ code. I think they were zapped. The call, yeah, yeah. I want to be close to the ocean, to the beach, yep. T, when's the last time you went to the beach? Love that terminology on your awakening Aphrodite. It's exactly like that. It's a yearning that you feel, and you know what you have to do. Yeah. And it's like, we're usually, like, we're raised to kind of, we're told, like, oh, that's just a dream. Or, like, oh, usually we have that rational voice that tells us, like, yeah, do that. Eventually you'll get there. But that's really like what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be doing the irrational things. We're supposed to be like venturing out with no money in our pockets. Like we're supposed to be taking these risks and not being like in our safe little boxes. Little boxes on the hillside. Little boxes full of ticky-tacky. Little boxes on the hillside. Little boxes all the same. There's a blue one, and a green one, and a green one, and a yellow one. They're all made out of ticky-tacky, and they're all just the same. West, you'll wind up in the ocean. Maggie, didn't you know that when the changeover event happens, the oceans are gonna go down, 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 and there's gonna be all this land. There's gonna be like this, all this land. And then you're gonna like walk past Los Angeles, and you're gonna walk, and there's gonna be like these mountains of the Catalina Islands, and there's gonna be all this land. And that's why, ladies, you need to start, like, come on now, you need to start harvesting your Starfire, okay? This is serious stuff. Get some wax paper, okay? And get yourself a Diva cup, or one of those silicone cups you put inside of your vagina during your period. It collects the blood, and then you just pour the blood, when you take out the cup to go to the bathroom, you pour the blood out on some wax paper. You let it dry, and then you have your Starfire. Here, I'll show it to you. So this is dried Starfire. Okay. This is my period blood. This is my menstrual blood, dried. It smells like chocolate cake mix. But you can watch the information on Dan Winter. He'll talk about orme and monatomic gold and these special amulets made out of seaweed from the ancient oceans of Narnia mixed with the blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Well, what you do is you can use this monoatomic gold and sprinkle it on salted earth. And it will neutralize the salt in the earth so that you can grow crops. So what that means, ladies, is if you save your dried period blood, when the oceans go away, and I can continue the Statue of Liberty manifest destiny into the Pacific Ocean, which will no longer be there, the earth will be salty. It will be salty and probably not be very conducive to growing crops right away. But if you sprinkle this buffer will neutralize the soil so that you can grow crops. It will suck up the salt and give the soil the waters of creation, your Starfire. This is gold stardust. But yeah, don't take my word for it. Go watch the scientist Dan Winter, and he'll give you all kinds of terms and tell you you can sprinkle this onto salted earth and it will neutralize the salt so that you can grow crops. So that's why you guys need to start saving. I'm going back, sorry. Yeah, Tagus Ranch. Yeah, it's like right here, right where I'm at. I couldn't believe it. It was, whoa. And it was huge, huge operation. Don't let it weigh on you. I think you respond a lot. Oh, thanks, Cheryl. Luxor says, we're never going to all come together until everyone can stop thinking like tamed house cats and decide to love off nature with no luxuries until we can Minecraft our way up from raw nature. So that won't happen. I saw Devin's video. I saw you didn't comment, Luxor. I was kind of surprised. I was looking for your comment. I commented on Devin's video after I watched maybe 3 minutes of it. I'm like, is this a hospice video? Because all he was talking about was about preparing to die. Like, that was what he was like, you need to live to prepare to die. That was his message. I'm like, he's like, we're not of this earth. There's nothing here for us. The sooner we're out of here, the better. Like, but it's like you're like talking to somebody that's about to die. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's really good advice to advise yourself to disassociate from the body. I think that's prepping people to be uploaded into the metaverse. The more that you like reject the flesh, the more you're able to be uploaded. So I did not vibe with Devin's video. That's why I'm not subscribed to him anymore. I just like get these like tings, like I get a ting. I'm like a little zing, I'm like, ding, Devin. And then I will search his name and he'll have posted a video. That it really works like that. Cause I didn't want to be subscribed to him anymore because I just blatantly do not agree with his message at all. Like I'm actually against his message. But it's really annoying too because it's like all these blood over intent people, like Lilith, she posted their, you know, oh, you're my favorite YouTuber. I can't wait. I love when you post videos. It's like, really, Lilith? Really, after everything that he's done, you know? And then she'll go on and other people's channels and talk about how much she hates my channel. Like, oh, I never liked her. Like, okay. It's like, who's been having everybody's back this whole time? Like, who's been, you know, the blood over intent cheerleader like this whole time? Okay. Like, whatever. Whatever, guys. Like, if you want to, like, climb onto Devin's coattails and, you know, follow him into the depths of hell, be my guest. He don't look too happy to me. Sorry, I have to go back to where I was going. Cheryl says, I'm sure everyone understands you do have a life. You can only focus on your energy all at once on so many things. Take your time. We're all here for you. Thanks. Oh, and I did email YouTube because my numbers kept going down. It was like 15, it was at 1,580. And I think it went to 1,583. And then it would go all the way down to 1,573. I'm like, oh, really? Like 8 people unsubscribed this week, you know. They keep on, they'll like unsubscribe 10 people per week so that I keep in the 1,570. It's like why? It's just like the little whittling away, because I know people are not unsubscribing. And then like the graphs, they won't match up, and then like the next day they'll like fill in the graph, like they'll add extra data to it that wasn't there before. So messed up. Like, I'm so okay. Don't feel queasy, Frank. It's all good. Girl, you got things to do. You're moving. What you do with Starfire? Well, right now I'm just drawing it and collecting it for a rainy day. I do feel like it is very valuable. I do think I probably will be able to sell it if I need to, or trade with it eventually, barter with it. But this is like a commodity that otherwise gets flushed down the toilet. So if you don't think this is valuable, you're fooling yourself. Like, our pee, poop, period blood is being harvested and collected and being used to make pharmaceuticals. So you can be grossed out by it or not, but other people are using your secretions to make themselves beautiful, just so you know. But I know people think I'm like eating this. Like if I dump it on my hand, I'll lick my hand. I'm not like consuming this on a regular basis. I have experimented with consuming it directly, which it does make you psychic immediately. Like if you do consume it, you'll get downloads. You'll get like, I don't know if you guys ever like stand in the shower or like all these ideas, or maybe you'll like be watching something on YouTube and your mind will start to go, you're like, oh, I never thought about it this way. And like all these ideas are like, oh, it connects to this, oh, it connects to this, oh, it connects to this, oh, it connects to this. It usually happens like when you're deep in thought, and it's like all these things enter your head and you almost feel this energy like you have to like write it down or you'll lose it. It's like that. When you consume Starfire, you get that like download of information. It happens usually like in the shower. It does make you a little bit more emotional, but it's psychic. This is like pure, this is like melatonin, serotonin, and I have a separate collection that I keep in a light, a darkened glass that's protected by light, and I keep a cover around it. So I have like a light and a dark to preserve. The dark one will, I'm assuming, will protect the melatonin and serotonin, the compounds that are more destructible by light. It keeps them more preserved. But this is what the kings of David ate to live hundreds of years. This is what it was customarily for the elite class to consume on a regular basis to stay, to have a long life, to not die at 30 years old or whatever. Are you harvesting your Starfire? You can sell it on eBay when you're yeah. Well, like that 90-day fiance chick that like sold her farts and wheat, and she put them in little weed jars like this. No, I don't. I mean, I will never say never. You know, who knows what's gonna happen in the future. I don't really like the idea of like selling a piece of myself. But I don't know, who knows? I think I might end up like using it in trade, or like giving it as medicine to somebody in need. But I don't know. I do know it's valuable though. So like, just like taking your cash out of the bank, this is something that I'm being called to do, and I feel it's very important information for menstruating women to do as well. Like with all of the reproductive changes that are happening biologically in women, and with the laws that are happening, I hope you can see that women that are able to reproduce and have functioning systems are going to be prized possessions here, just like the movie The Handmaid's Tale. You know, a woman's, you know, what we're told, a woman's lifespan, she can only, you know, have this stuff created between the ages of what, 14 and 45. Okay, so it's not a very long time. So the amount of women, if 100% of women on Earth could do this, you know, for 30 years of their lifespan, and now because of certain things, now that 100% of women is now down to 20% of women. Now 20% of women can do this only for 30 years of their life. Well, a lot of women aren't, they have hysterectomies, they have other problems, they have IUDs, they're on birth control, whatever, they're on other medications, which messes up. So now that 20% goes down to like maybe 5% of women can actually healthily do this. So this starts to get really, really valuable. So I'm just seeing this in the future. So if you are creating this, I suggest don't flush it down the toilet. Like, save it for a rainy day. Yeah, and if you ever did get sick, or like somebody in your family got sick, you could give this to them, and it will, or you put it in their wounds. Like, it's like stem cells. It's pure, like, healing hormones. This is supposed to create a baby. This is supposed to build a baby, build back a baby better, okay? So you can put this into anything, and it will make you better. It'll make anybody better. Just like if you gave breast milk to somebody, like, dying, like, that's like the ultimate. Like, you know, you could give them a tablespoon of children's Tylenol with chemicals, or, you know, you could give them some of this. I don't know. Like, most medicines are made from bodily secretions. And, you know, people think that medications are like sterile and like they're like, you know, just made in a little test tube. It's like, no, they're made in eggs, they're made in bunnies, they're made in testicles, they're made in bugs, they're made in poop, they're made in bacteria, they're made in mold, and then they're harvested and synthesized, and You know, that's why some people can get like fungal infections from taking certain types of medications, because it's like was made from fungus. Like everything's not so like sanitary as you think. Drinking blood lowers your frequency and makes you more animal-like. So if that's your goal, drink blood, but it will being you further away from God. How do you know this, Luxor? Where are you getting your information from? And there's a difference between drinking somebody else's blood that's been tortured. You have to like think about the situation and the person. Like if the person that you're getting your harvest from is like a nasty person that had a bad day, who just ran a mile and beat up their wife, well, their blood is going to have different chemical consistency than if you took the blood from a mother that just breastfed her baby and pet her cat and gardened in the sun. Her blood is going to have a different chemical components than the man who just murdered 5 children, right? And then and the blood from a newborn baby is going to be way different than the blood from an old man who's on heart medications, right? Like it's all a different soup. It's all different. So I think my own period blood, first of all, I'm not drinking anybody's blood. So, you know, like you have to be real with yourself. Like medications are blood. Medications are pee. Medications are people's mucus. You know, like it's not so crisp and clean and, oh, you know, I only drink the most pure vitamins. Like where do you think vitamins come? I don't eat vitamins. If you're taking vitamins, don't be talking smack about me saving my period blood, okay? You know, research where your vitamins come from. Do you know where vitamin D comes from? Do you know how they get vitamin D? Anybody? Anybody? Dead fish will also help crops grow. Yeah. Anything dead. A really good thing to neutralize the soil is you dig a pit. You dig like a hole like a size of a bucket. And then you put all of your carcass in it. So like your meat, your like rancid food, your bones, fish guts, whatever, awful, you know, intestines, whatever you didn't eat from the animal. If you found a dead animal in the forest, you put it in this, you dig like holes, like bucket-sized holes in the ground, spaced out, and then you set it on fire with all of the junk and you let it burn down. And then you just put dirt on top of it, and now around the hole you can grow crops because that burnt pile of bones and stuff feeds the soil. So yeah, there's so much you can do. I also think this can be used for gunpowder. That was the other thing. This sparks. So I think we can, this is also a fire starter. That's the thing, is that Starfire is a fire starter. You can use it as like gunpowder flint. It will create a spark. I think from the potassium and the phosphorus in it. Sorry, I have to go back. My daughter and husband watch that show. It's the only show they watch. They're not big TV fans, but I am already annoyed. They're glorifying some of the teens being stoners. I already explained to her. Is this on Stranger Things? And also the kids in Stranger Things are all trans. They all look so funky, like so funky. Like, it's gross that people think like that's how normal teenagers look. Just like these weird trans. Sherelle says, the farms that Bill Gates owns has such a salty soil that you can only grow GMOs on them. The land is no good. That's why they harvest soy and then the next season they harvest corn. They do it with the same hoppers at the farms, and they recycle the same soy and the same corn inside of the hoppers to create their season of corn or soy. Pretty gross. Yeah, that makes sense too. And if you think about it, soy sauce is so salty, so that makes sense that if you grow soy, it salts the earth. I think, like, hello, like, this is really important. Like, just exactly what Sherelle said is that our earth is being salted. It's being heavily salted, probably on purpose. Like, farmers are being told to salt the earth. And then, like you said, when soy is being grown over and over, it salts the earth. So you will need to have some salt reducing, it's called a buffer, like an acidic buffer, something that soaks up the stuff you don't want. And sequesters it. It holds on to it, so you don't have, so it doesn't, diffuse back into the soil again. So you will need some kind of it's a neutralizer. The more you reject the flesh, the more you will survive the plasma reset. I think that's a lie, Luxor. I think that's a lie. I think you need to embrace the flesh, because that's what, if you want to talk about the myth of Jesus or whatever, Jesus really wanted you to embrace the flesh. Like, he wanted you to be in the flesh. He wanted you to experience the life. He wanted you to live life, to not be ruled by preparing for the next life. That's why he took away all your sin, is so that you can live your life now. You don't always have to be paying a debt. You don't always have to be preparing or paying, punishing. So I think the people that are trying to tell you to escape the flesh, to disassociate, are the people that want you to get uploaded into the metaverse so that your body will be used for other things. Our bodies are a power plant. Our bodies are a nuclear power plant. They are a furnace. Just like earlier, I was watching Anna from Mind Forward, and she was talking about our furnace and how we're transmuting heavy metals. Like, I don't know if you feel it, but I always, especially around my period, I feel these huge heat waves. And it is like a furnace. Like, my head will just get hot, and it was like this cloud of heat pulsating off my body. And it's like I'm like this furnace. I'm like this alchemical, like pushing and pressurizing like things and creating it into gases, and like we're supposed to be here like little processing plants. Like, you need to be connected to your flesh. The veil is your skin. Okay, like if your skin is changing, that's good. Like, the veils are being broken. Like, we're supposed to be like one. Like, this is, the goal is to bring this with us, right? Like, to bring the flesh with us, not to go in and out of the suits. And I think it is capable. Like, it's the curse of Saturn and time that this like, a lot of this is coming from what I just watched from Anna. So please watch Mind Forward, Anna Grace, because she just talked about this. I already lost my train of thought. Yeah, we're the furnace. What did she say? Oh, I forgot. Distilling, yeah, the alchemical. Yeah, it's these people that disassociate from their body. They reject their body. Like, the more you reject your body, the more uploadable you are. The more, like, the people that are trans, the people that feel like they're in the wrong body, the people that feel like they're a bunny, or, like these anthropomorphic furries. Like, if you have like the the body dysmorphic disorder and gender dysphoria, like, if you like see this as like not self, like, the more you're able to have your consciousness taken out of you. don't think it's normal, Frank, for the subs to leave, because that's always happened to me. It always happens to me anytime I get like a surge of subscriptions, like right where I hit a peak, and then it will piece off, and then it will go back up and then piece off again. It's like an algorithm. It's not a natural people subbing and unsubbing, because it's predictable. I wish the subscribers would like actually match the real, like I wish they would just like get rid of all of these algorithms and just had it like real. Like these are really how many people are watching your videos. These are really how many people are subscribed to you. Like the ground is so salty you cannot grow anything organic for maybe hundreds of years. It's like a waste of land. Everything we eat has soy in it and a synthetic hormone. Yeah, that's why I think the Starfire is what is the solution when we do need to grow crops. It's just jam. You can spray a pesticide on soy and corn, but you don't need to. They stay away from it. So the girls have higher. Oops, the girls have higher testosterone for some reason, and they're also developing so much sooner every generation. It's sad. Yeah, anytime you have exogenous hormones, that means hormones coming from the outside, it shuts down your natural production. So a woman getting estrogen from soy, it's going to shut down her natural production of estrogen. So that's why when women take birth control pills, usually the birth control pill is a lower amount of hormone than your body naturally secretes, but it's high enough, the concentration in the pill, that it turns off your body's capability of making it. So when you take the pill from outside of estrogen, your body shuts down its natural estrogen production. So that's why you see a higher testosterone in these women, is because they're getting their estrogen from the outside environment. It's lower than what they normally would make, and since they're getting it from the outside, they don't make any on the inside, but they still make testosterone. Same thing with like melatonin for sleep. If you're taking melatonin pills, your body will shut off its natural melatonin production, and then you get reliant on taking the pill because you no longer are creating this circadian rhythm naturally in your brain. It's normal to lose subscribers when you change the subject matter of your channel. My main channel is headed downward because I changed it in November, still headed down. Oh, sorry, Frank. Frank, do you have any, I see like your live shows, like you have your live show and then you will chop your live show into segments and then like repost that segment of the live show as a new video, so you don't get into any trouble with being redundant on your live show and then just reposting the same content. That's okay for the algorithms? I'm just asking, because it's smart. It's a smart thing to do. I just know you said earlier that they don't like it if you have like the same content posted twice, but I guess if you change it enough, it's, you know, different or whatever. Hi, Michelle. Yeah, like when I used to vibe with Devin, wasn't his channel like 1,000 times better when I was in his live chats and like asking him questions, and we were like I would kind of poke him and then I would inspire him and then we'd be vibing and he'd start talking like it was like cool, like we vibed, like he like was like, I can like muse people, like I can like help them like grow and flourish, but he's like, no, Aphrodite, no, get out of my live chats if you don't agree with everything I say. This is information, it's not for you. Okay. You should never consume blood. You want to survive the reset. I think it's not giving you higher ideas, but something like the human version of mad cow disease. Luxor, did you even listen to what I said? I said I'm not even really, I'm not consuming this. So I don't know what you're talking about. You're like really butthurt over something. Okay, like I just said I'm not even consuming this right now. I'm just saving it. Like, I don't like when people like want to try to mix up things. Like if you want to compare me to like somebody that's sacrificing babies or, you know, like killing people or abducting people or like a vampire, for me, like saving my menstrual blood, like that is not the same thing, okay? And even if I was drinking every time, like bringing the cup out and drinking it out of my vagina straight, like, it's my body, okay? Like, I'm not hurting anybody. It's like, you know, I see grown men eat their boogers, okay? Like, you know, I see, you know, you lick your own sweat. You eat out a girl. Eat out a girl, okay? Eat out a girl and tell me how disgusting it is. Okay? I'll suck a guy off and then you eat out a girl, okay? And then you tell me that I'm not going to survive the plasma apocalypse because I consume bodily fluids. Or how about you swallow your own saliva? How about that? Or how about you snuff up your nose and then swallow? Okay, now you're a bad person. Okay? You like that? Makes sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. Vitamin D comes from sheep's wool. They grind up wool. It's from lanolin. That's why it's important to keep consistent with what you talk about. I am consistent. I talk about me. People do PRP in this faces. I don't know what that means. Mad cow disease comes from eating tissue from your own. No, mad cow disease comes from eating brain tissue, nerve tissue, and this is called prions. Prions are like subproteins that can cross the blood-brain barrier. It's from eating brain tissue. So like you can probably get mad cow disease from eating monkey brains, but it's from brain tissue, neural tissue. And a lot of people got it from eating ground beef because they mix in the brains and everything into the hopper. So a lot of ground beef has like neural tissue in it. But that's why like kuru is that disease that cannibals get from eating the brains of people. But it's from specifically eating neural tissue, nerve tissue, not muscle, not fat. The prions live in the brain. Well, they aren't living, they're proteins. It's probably not even natural. It was probably a synthetic you know, code of DNA that they injected into cows to see if it could go into the dietary, into the food stream or whatever. It was a test. When mass events happen, it's always during an eclipse. If you look to see where the last eclipse was, it was dead center. That school in Exodus, the age is changing to Aquarius, no more sacrificing others. Sure hope so, for their gain. Sure hope so, Michelle. Cheryl says, all my downloads come when I am in the water. Yep. Wow, feels good to know somebody that understands. Remember when I was feeling like I was the only one before 2018. Yes, Cheryl, water is information. It's the subconscious, unconscious, and I am totally with you. Like when we're submerged in water or when we have water coming over us, that is when we get our biggest downloads because we become the fetus again, right? Where a fetus is in a sack of water, you're totally submerged. It's like this this egg of you're in a different medium. You don't have air around you anymore. You have water around you, and that transmits the energy differently, and it like makes the information go in and out of your pores. But it also has to do with the toilet, and I think that's people don't understand quite the magic of the toilet. the magic of the toilet and why we have toilets and water, why we poop over water, why we don't poop over a hole or a dirt hole or something like that. Well, I mean, one thing is the smell, the water seal, but the water, the toilet is a wishing well, and water is a mirror. That's like the first mirror is a water. So that's why water is the subconscious, unconscious, because you do self-reflection in it. You can look into a pool of water and see yourself, and that's when you start to go look inside of your shadow. You do like self-exploration. This is like Narcissus looking in the water, getting in love with his own reflection. Yeah. But sitting over a toilet, it's like a wishing well, and it's like you're defecating over this pool of water. And I don't know about you, but usually you get these downloads while you're sitting on the toilet, and it's like you're sitting over this portal, like a magic well, and then you're having this like this birthing happening into the water, and then you flush it. And I think that birth, that baby of defecation, of excrement, it doesn't go to some, it goes, they process it, they use it. But yeah, there's a magic of doing stuff over the toilet. And that's why, like, I think it's so bad when guys sit on the toilet with their phones and like watch porn. And like, you know, they're on the toilet for like an hour, like, you know, flipping through porn. Like, there's some heavy magic psychic shit happening when you're sitting over your butthole portal. Your gonads are sitting over a mirrored reflection of water, right? And you're having these like intense psychic exchanges. That's a lot of stuff happening there of the toilet. I'm back. I'm so far back. Wow. Okay. Michelle says, most people don't understand what God they worship being here. Everything is ran off symbols only. Your subconscious understands right now. Yeah. Or in Pisces, it's groupthink. Yeah. The school, you're totally all right on the money there. The school of fish. We're manifesting this. Yeah, we're the school of the fishies. Why not understanding what our subconscious is getting, and when we have an emotional reaction to it, they harvest it. Yep, Michelle, yep. When I think I said this on my last live stream, when our mental image doesn't match reality, and that discrepancy between what we expect and what we're presented, the emotional attachment that we have on that discrepancy is the loosh that's taken away. And we even feel it in like heat. Like we feel like, oh, you're supposed to be like this. Like, why didn't my trip go this way? Like, the plane was supposed to take off at this time. Like, oh, you know, that like emotional reaction to that expectancy that you had of the image based on reality is what's taken away. That's why pharmaceuticals are awful. Wait, what is that there? Anyway, portals definitely are opening. There's one by my cousin's house that I've been filming massive objects in the sky with cloaking technology for years going, upload, try to stay in the right now and stay grateful. Yeah. Yes, be calm from the storm, yes. I am 49 making plenty. I don't know, I haven't, hey there after. Hi, Adrian. I get vitamin D from sunlight, good. But the vitamin D pills are made from sheep's wool. Crushed wool. Maggie says, today I picked up a poisonous newt while hiking because I'm stupid. Oh, did your hand get tingly? Like, did you feel sick? After diary with Starfire, you rock, love you girl. Oh, love you too, T. Venture Rivers. Yikes. LOL. I don't know why I shared that, but about the newt. But I handled it, took some pics, and Googled it, and was like, wow, it's poisonous, but I ran home and washed my hands. I'm fine. Oh, good. If you start growing a tail tomorrow, let me know. Yes, the stoners are on Stranger Things. It's a form of grooming. Oh, I don't watch Stranger Things, but they're having the adolescent. How old are the kids supposed to be on Stranger Things right now? Are they like 13? They look like maybe they're 13 and they're having them smoke weed already. Adrian, everyone is trans out on TV, seems like. The Amy doesn't like, yeah. I like saw this little thumbnail for the character that plays 11. Was it Millie Miles or Millie Jones or something like that? And it's a boy, you know, Millie is a boy. And it's like they do this mind fuck, you know, so that they do these things with the hair, you know, like they shave the boy's head when he's still little, and you know, they give these little boys estrogen so they have the little bit of fat. But it's, you know, when they're kids, it's weird because it's like the kids aren't even supposed to have hormones at all, like, but they have to start them early, so it's like they give the little boy estrogen to be softer, and then you're like, oh, it's just a girl with a shaved head and she looks like a boy because she has a shaved head. It's like, no, she looks like a boy because she is a boy and she has a shaved head, but it's still a boy. It's still XX. And now, like, she's getting older, Millie, and I saw this thumbnail. It's like, why Millie will never shave her head again. I guess like she's wearing a cap for the scenes where she has short hair because she doesn't want to shave her head again, because if she shaved her head again, she would look like a boy, which she is, because she has the brow ridge, the bone structure. Because Millie Bobby Brown, or whatever her name is a boy, is XY boy that's on hormones. So they have to do the extensions now. They have to do the makeup to make her girl. Because if they did shave her head, you would be like, oh, maybe it is a boy. And then they have like the boys in Stranger Things that are just like these fluffy girls. It's so sad, you know, like the effeminate, the men getting effeminate, but it's like they present us with girls, XX girls that are that they dress as boys, and they're just like these they don't even look like boys. They just look like really masculine women. It's like they don't look like boys. Like, I don't know how and a real woman would never be attracted to that. Like a little trans, it's just so messed up. You can spray pesticide on soy and corn, but you don't need to stick it. Oh, I went too far back. They're skewed in Hollywood. No one looks normal to me anymore. Yeah, we're in the furnace. I am sorry, but this Luxor. I am sorry, but you're just wrong, Aphrodite. But that doesn't mean I don't lie you. But the flesh is only an aspect of the matrix, your avatar. If you are your body, then you're an NPC. No, Luxor, then blood over intent means nothing. What is your blood? What is your DNA? Is that nothing? Is that just random code? Is my DNA different than your DNA? I think it is. I think there is special information in our flesh, special code in our DNA, and it all is important. Michelle says, go to the vet here on YouTube last video, click the link below and watch her Brighton channel videos. 11 of 11. Oh, she's 11 portal. She explains why and what's up with what you're talking about. Oh. Luxor says, you cannot get uploaded. There is no upload. Only a destruction and the survival of real souls. No. Yeah, back when Devin visited me, we were talking about the uploads and he agreed with me. I don't know what he thinks now, but that we were uploaded into a simulation. 2012 was the big shift. There might have been one like Y2K, but our consciousness were already uploaded into an alternate simulation. And then they do little adjustments, and that's like the Mandela effects. Frank says it's both partly algorithm, partly channel management. Well, the channel management needs to, or the algorithm crap needs to go, because I don't like being told that my subs need to go away. Like, why are they culling? It's just like, the culling of the subs is fucked up. And they do it like and it's always been that way. Like, even with other people, you'll post a new video and then like automatically 2 subs will go. It's like, really? 2 people just unsubscribed the minute I posted this video because they were offended, or like, I just can't stand any more posts from this Aphrodite person. Unsubbed. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. It's like, they'll punish you by taking away subs, and then hopefully you'll gain subs from the content of the video. But it's like so you're always, be running up that road, be running up that hill, be running up that hill. Just push that rock, just keep getting more subs, they take them away. Just keep putting up the content for the subscriptions, they'll take them away, but keep putting up the content, just keep on trying for no money. You like that? Hi, Melissa. Sorry, I'm going back in the chat. I'm going back in time. Be running up that road, be running up that hill. DR3 Drew's Realm says, I love Livette. She is a must watch. Is that Drew from Chalk Buddy Outline? Wes James says, what's wrong with being bunny? Nothing. Frank says, put it this way. If you spent a month talking about James Munder and then switched talking about drinking period blood, a lot of James Munder fans are going to unsubscribe. I disagree, Frank. I disagree, because I was talking about all of this at the same time. And people that are here for James Munder know that I will continue talking about James Munder. So I strongly believe it's all computer-based. Because the people that joined me because of James Munder already knew about my period blood, because people were bringing it up during that time with Hayes and all that. So, you know. Lux, why you care about survival if you reject the flesh? Maggie says, I have to watch Livette and about Tagus today. Wow. Michelle says, NP, I've watched her for years. She shows you how to understand the unseen and how to stay in the middle pillar, neutral to all this. She's very intelligent and isn't in. Oh, that's what's in between the, thank you, Michelle. That's what's in between the KK portals, the GG stone, is the star pillar in between Joaquin and Boaz. So in the KK, it was the KK, and then in the middle is the star pillar. Dick says, I have a scumbag thief to put in the hole. Adrian Benefield stole thousands of dollars from this family. Glad I found a use for him. Who's that? Michelle says, on the middle pillar, they built the 3 pillars with 911. She is an expert on alchemy and proves it to you over and over again. Dick says, soy is trash. Frank says, well, if it's the same content of your own, it's okay. But if it's someone else's and you repost it, it could flag the YouTube system. You can link your YouTube channels together so it doesn't set off alarms. I don't know how to link my YouTube channels together. I tried to link it. Do you have to have the same email address, or I don't know how to link my channels together. Michelle says, yes, Livette has 12,500 subs here, but chooses to use Brighton because her only goal is to share the truth and prove what's really going on. Michelle, LOL vampires, are you a vampire? Aphrodite people always got to be negative. Luxor says, keep in mind that you're reading and responding to my comments way after I posted them. So keep in mind the timing. Eating out a girl is not blood or flesh. Really? You don't think you're eating blood when you eat out a girl? You think vaginal discharge is different from blood? Okay. Tomatoes, tomatoes. Go have McDonald's. People are so funny about how they categorize, you know, like what's clean, what's not clean, and it's like the same thing, but one will be like, hell no, and one will be like, oh, of course. It's like, it's the same thing. Grown man eating his boogers, LOL. Yeah, I hear you, Situ. Oh my God. I had like 3 ex-boyfriends that I caught eating boogers, like grown men in their 30s, and I'm like, if you don't stop this, I am never kissing you again. Like, how the fuck have you gotten to be this old and I caught you doing this? Disgusting. Disgusting. What are we in kindergarten? But I don't know. I haven't run into that recently. If I did run into that recently, I would have to call myself a hypocrite though. Just saying. Y'all have a good week. Oh, bye, Michelle. NBC says, by the way, there's a lot of delay in today's live stream today for streaming, like 5 minutes or something. Well, I'm going back in the comments. I'm not live time reading comments. Do not ever let anybody tell you what to talk about. Good grief. Keep being you. Your light shines bright. Love it. Thank you. Michelle, thank you. I enjoy new things and learning. Thank you for sharing her work with me. Yeah, everybody always recommends Livette. I just haven't been called. I did watch some of it maybe a couple years ago, and whatever I had clicked on was like a little bit dark, and I wasn't vibing with it. So I haven't ever vibed to like really connect with Livette. Cheryl says, people getting in their emotions on YouTube watching a stream, form your own opinion, but Aphrodite can do whatever she wants. She's not hurting anyone. Michelle says, yes, NBC show, it's stalling every few minutes. Maybe I have bad service. Fact, Cheryl, do they even realize that you can click off the video? Hillary Clinton's got the kuru. Yes, on the water, agreed. Water is spiritual cleansing, purifies you. Same with DMT for all frequent trippers. Cleans your aura. Water is alive. Yes, I poo in a bucket. Nice. Lion heart. Adrian says, yes, Sherelle, it has positive energy. Vintage says, I poo little cute marshmallow things. Me too. Little rabbit poops. I'm not lying. Adrian, hey girl, are you doing better? Yeah. Do you drink urine? Virginia, no, I don't. I have though. I just don't. I have a very strong aversion to it. Like I have to force it when I don't like it. So I do sometimes put urine on my face, or like in my hair. Like I'll put some on my hands and like rub it on my scalp and stuff. Cheryl, thank you for asking. I'm feeling better. I'm finally getting caught up my trip trying to see James going to Salt Lake City, getting COVID, not having. You see, I'm so clean my house. Okay, good. Melissa says, hey, love you. I love you, Melissa. Aw. Michael, hi, Michael. Free Martin Moonkey. Yes. We are all body, mind, and spirit. Yes. Your flesh is virtual. You think so, Luxor? You think everybody's virtual? Because there's differences. How can everybody be the same? Adrian, I hope you feel better. Try to stay cool. You hang in there. I'll get better in time. Heart Hero says, definitely you won't find knowledge in thick boots, but in your very blood. All on different timelines. Luxor says, if you can get uploaded, you have no life outside the simulation. No. I think our consciousness is split. That's the Gemini twins. That's the shattered glass. That's the Hall of Mirrors. Oh. Why did all of Melissa's... You don't delete Heart Heroes. Sherelle, why'd you delete Heart Heroes? Uh-oh. Can I undelete? Sorry, Melissa, I don't know what happened there. You can thank the hormones and genetically altered sprayed food for feminizing the modern man. See, Melissa said, LOL, I'll get that all the time, stuff them. Freaking me out. Frank says, no, it's because when you post a video, notifications go out, which can annoy people if they are not interested in the content. I do the same thing. I unsub from the channels I get bored of. No, I never really unsubbed to anybody, except Devin, I did. Melissa says, I think it's time we spoke about everything, sister. You are on. Go for it. Okay. Thank you. Star Forts. Lionheart, if you're a channel that exposes lies, you can ignore sub and view counts. Yeah. Going underground. Melissa says, it's all mental here. Laws of one. Change perception, change your life. If you have to do it on a desktop computer in YouTube Studio, I believe it's setting. Okay. All right, I'll have to do that when I'm at the library. Thanks, Frank. So settings and permissions. Okay. I know a witch that puts her period blood in men's food as a love spell. Yes. Yeah, Melissa wasn't talking about me. I know she wasn't talking about me. Luxor says, yes, vaginal discharge is different than blood. You can't give someone a blood transfusion with vaginal discharge. You can't give a person a blood transfusion with period blood either, Luxor. You think you can give a blood transfusion to somebody with menstrual blood? You can do a blood transfusion with vaginal discharge. They call it, it's a plasmapheresis. You can get fresh frozen plasma. That's not blood. And they do those transfusions. Melissa says, I find people arguing about bullcrap people who just try to trigger us. I have no time to waste with plonkers anymore. Good. I can still see your deleted comment if I click on it. Oop. Aphrodite has... Sister love is a war. Sherelle, Heart Heroes is okay. She wasn't talking about me. Oh, okay, cool. Sorry, I tried to make you a moderator, Melissa. Hopefully that fixed it. Okay, Sorrel says, so sorry, she hit it by accident because she's doing the laundry. Okay. Get the wrench out! Virginia says, I wondered what was wrong with those comments. Yeah, nothing was wrong. It was an accident. Censor people. Oh, okay, no worries. Accident. Okay. Maggie says, Aphrodite has a Patreon with lots of content too, so she can get a laptop and her truck pimped out. Oh, thanks. Yeah, guys, check out my Patreon. Thank you, Maggie. Yeah, I do have lots of content on there and lots of stuff that was deleted on YouTube that you can't see again from other YouTubers. So lots of juicy stuff. Thank you very much for the plug. Sherry Ann says, Frank's right. Chat is way behind. I just want to say hi, Frank, Sherelle, and Aphrodite Rose. Am I caught up now? Is it? I mean, it was only behind because I was behind. All right, guys, it's getting kind of long, so I'll check out now. Bye. Thank you. I've caught up now. Thanks for all your support. Check out my Patreon channel. It's Aphrodite Rose Starfire Patreon. I did see, thank you guys. I did see a new Patreon, so thank you. I have to talk to him or her. Hey, Melissa. Okay, cool. So I will do an upload on Patreon today or tomorrow, and I have some new van life videos. Check out Aphrodite's Van Life. I'll be posting there. Anybody who wants to join my Patreon at any level, I am offering Skype chats or Zoom chats for any new Patreons. So at any level, even $1 a month. So please consider supporting me there. You get lots of perks and access to content. Okay, I love you all, you guys. You're the best.